Okay, so Dear Diary Day. It sounds kind of like, something we might have rolled our eyes at as teenagers, right?
Sci-fi, yeah.
But you guys sent in some articles about this. Well, it's a real holiday, I guess. And I gotta say, it's way more interesting than I thought it'd be.
It is kind of wild how something as simple as a diary,
Hmm.
goes back so far in history.
Right. We've got articles here on like the whole history of diaries, the good stuff about journaling, even like a blog post from a library. They're recommending diary books. So get ready, because I know you love learning this kind of stuff. For example, did you know diaries go back centuries? Like seriously, 10th century Japan, we're talking.
Oh yeah, those pillow books that article mentioned. Perfect example. Shows you people have always wanted to write down their lives no matter the culture.
Pillow books. That's such a cool name. Makes you wonder what they were writing about back then. Like, what could we learn if we could peek into those old diaries?
It'd be like a whole different view of history, right? Their daily life, what they thought, stuff official records don't tell you.
Totally, like the human side of history, which actually makes you think about what would people in the future learn from our diaries, but maybe we save that for later. For now, let's get into why diaries are like actually good for you, not just complaining about bad hair days or whatever. You're right about that whole bad hair day thing, huh? Mine wasn't exactly, deep thoughts back then.
I hear ya.
But for real, these articles talked about some pretty big benefits to keeping a diary, like good for your brain and all.
Oh, absolutely. It's why therapists recommend it all the time. Helps get your thoughts out of your head.
Yeah.
You can actually look at them instead of just feeling them swirling around.
Instead of it all being so bottled up inside.
Exactly. Like, take those jumbled up thoughts, lay them out on the table, you get some distance, and that can really help. There's even studies that can cut down on that whole replaying the same stuff over and over thing we all do. You write it down, kind of breaks the cycle.
Wow, that makes sense. So it's not just venting to get it out, it's like figuring things out in the process.
Yeah, like that food diary thing from that one article. You track your meals, figure out what makes you feel bad, boom, allergy solved.
Right. It's like connecting the dots, seeing patterns you wouldn't have otherwise.
Exactly. And speaking of patterns, one thing that's interesting is how diaries are making a comeback these days. Remember that Frisco library piece? They recommended all these journaling books.
It's true. Maybe in this whole social media world, everyone's sharing everything. Diaries are like your own little private space, right?
Totally. You're not performing for anyone, just writing for yourself. And it's not just pen and paper anymore either. There's bullet journaling, those journaling apps, tons of options.
Yeah, like way more than I even realized. We've got garden diaries, dream diaries, food diaries, like we said. It's kind of endless. It's kind of wild, right? Thinking about those pillow books and all, what seems boring to us now could be like super interesting to someone in the future.
Totally. Like imagine someone 100 years from now reading about your morning commute, what you had for dinner. It all becomes part of history.
Yeah. Those everyday things become this whole big story almost.
Right. And that's what makes diaries so cool, I think. You're making those small moments matter, giving them a place to exist.
And who knows, maybe someday our diaries, with all our thoughts and stuff, could teach people about our world, kind of a legacy or something.
Yeah, that's the thought. What story will your diary tell?
Ooh, good one to think about. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Dear Diary Day, everybody. Hope you learned some new stuff and maybe even feel like starting your own diary.